Good evening, all. You join me on another session down at Redlands. We are on. What are we on? I think we're around about the middle of March. We are 10 days on from when we was at Elphick's Pullens. Yeah, what a session that was. If you haven't seen that session, that is now live on my channel. Yeah, it was my first ever session there. It was a really, really good, enjoyable trip. Although it was hard work, I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, we are back at Redlands, and I've been dying to get back here. Yeah, the last few trips here, I've had some nice fish. But obviously, I'm back at work now. Don't get the luxury of coming down in the week and getting to the area where I'd like to be. But the rods are out now. I didn't have time to start the video earlier. It was a race against time. I managed to get round to the swim around about 4:45, something like that. And there's a bit of work going to be going on behind me tomorrow, so I had to make sure I could actually set up here. And yeah, anyway, we're set up. Rods are out, bait over the top. But yeah, last time I was here, I fished swim 3. I lost a real nice common at the net, and I had a 32, which some of you will probably already seen that on my channel, that session. But yeah, during that session and other sessions that I've done in swim 3, I noticed fish showing between where I am now and the swim next door, but at a very short range. I reckon they were between 12 and 16 wraps from the bank. And a couple of them were definite 40-pound fish. They were big fish. They stood out from all the others, and when one of them showed, I reckon it was probably the big one, to be fair. Yeah, it just sloped out, and the width and the depth and the width of it, yeah, it could only have been one fish. But yeah, so I've had a lead around. I found lovely bit of ground at 14 wraps, and the rods just the left and middle at 14 wraps on their own, a lot of bait over the top, and the right hand rod I've just put 8 spoms over the top, and that's 15 to 20 yards right. I'll show you where I am tomorrow anyway. But yeah, but we have made a slight change as well, in the fact that I've not gone in with ASM this time. I think 3 out of the last 4 30-pounders I've caught have come on the maxi nut wafters. So I've decided to come with maxi nut, not just in boilie form, but they're all crumbed up. But I've come with the maxi nut pellets as well, and yeah, I'm spomming pellets and maxi nut crumb and chops out, fishing maxi nut wafters over the top. And I'm also fishing an ASM wafter over the top of the maxi nut, purely and simply because I was putting out a lot of ASM last time, but the last couple of times rather I've been here, but I've caught the better fish on the maxi nut over the top of the ASM. So maybe it was it's just one of them things, but I just thought I'd have an ASM wafter over the top of the maxi nut, see how it is. But because I honestly think the colour of the maxi nut is nearer the colour of what I used to call the house bait that was put in. It's like a creamy white, so I think they're probably still quite tuned into that. That sort of colour bait was going in for some time. So I think 3 or 4 years that bait was going in here. So yeah, that's the idea behind it. And I've only actually seen one fish, which is well, I know I didn't have long, but I haven't heard any since it's turned dark. And I mean, it's knocking on now. It's about 9 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, I've not heard any. I see one about 20 minutes before it got dark, out to my right. Again, it was inside the 14 wraps I'm fishing. It's probably about 12 wraps, to be fair, maybe 10 or 12 wraps. But yeah, not too far away. But yeah, to be fair, I haven't, you know, I had to sort of sit down and have 5 minutes earlier because yeah, the spomming weren't going to plan at all. First cast, I excuse me, I cast the spom out and the swivel broke off the top of the spom, so yeah, I had to mess about with that. Yeah, it was all the spomming. To be fair, was yeah, it was a bit all over the place for the first 6 or 8 casts, and yeah, finally managed to get a few on the spot. Right hand spot for some reason. Don't know whether it was my feet or whatever the different angle I was standing at, but yeah, those went bang bang bang. Every one of them went right over the top of it. So it is what it is. We're fishing, and we've got 48 hours ahead of us. We're booked on until 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So we shall see how it goes. Um, the drainage is being done because the lake has come up unbelievably high with the amount of rain we've had. Yeah, so the drainage is being altered on the yeah, where the water runs in and out. It's being altered, so when it gets up to a certain height, it can actually get pushed away from the lake. Because at the moment the swims are all underwater. I've never seen them like that before, but as you all know, we've had a hell of a lot of rain. But yeah, that's where we're at the moment, guys. Just knocked up another load of crumb. Yeah, and I think I've got about 5 kilo of the maxi nut pellets with me as well. Yeah, rods are out. I'm about, although it's late, I haven't had time to have anything to eat or anything yet, but I'm just about to do that. And as usual, guys, if anything happens in the night, you will be the first to know, other than me. So yeah, stay tuned. What will happen? What will happen? Fingers crossed. We'll have a carp or two by the end of the session. But yeah, I've fishing short because this swim, when I fished it in the past, there's a hell of a lot of fish usually they like holding up out in front of this swim. It's a swim where you can get a lot of bites in, but I've kept them short on the hope that I can try and stay away from the smaller fishing, that, you know, what I call the pack fish, the shoal fish. But yeah, who knows? A fish would be nice anyway. So fingers crossed we have one. And like I say, if I do, you will soon know. Failing that, guys, I'll catch up with you in the morning. Morning all. Quiet one last night. Was rudely awakened by a brain around about midnight. Yeah, I usually catch it. There's only about half a dozen to a dozen of them in here, and I'll catch a few of them every winter. But yeah, other than that, it was very, very quiet. I did hear a couple in the night, but I'm sure they were small ones behind the island. But yeah, we're only about 6:30, I think, in the morning at the moment, and yet again, I've got up, and yeah, I think I've misjudged where I was seeing them from in swim 3. I've seen 2 fairly decent fish as well. They look to be up the 20s, maybe scrape the 30s. I've only seen 2 this morning, but again, they've been 10 wraps, 12 wraps, either side of me rods. So yeah, one each side. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. I see too much of that, I'll just put a single or bag there. But yeah, I feel confident this morning. Oh, I've seen one down the other end as well, at the other end of the lake, show out in the middle. But yeah, I keep seeing blemishes on the top, like almost like it was the other week when they were on the surface that morning, just before I had 37. I'm pretty sure they are. There's another fish just showing out in the middle. Yeah, there's every chance there could be a big number of them out there. Yeah. But yes, we shall see. We shall see. The session is only young. We've got until 4 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, plenty of time, plenty of time. Where's that big common? Where is it? It's nearly come to an end. Um, this year's fishing, this year's winter fishing down at Redlands. We literally got this weekend and next weekend left. And obviously I've missed the last, I think I've missed what, 3 weeks now. I haven't been here for 3 weeks. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but that's life. Been back to work where I didn't do any work, didn't do any fishing for a week, and then went to Pullens, and now we're back. So yes, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Right, I'll put the kettle on, sit out and watch the water for half hour, and I better tie some more rigs and prep some more spud mix and what have you. Not that takes much prepping, pellets and crumb. But yeah, get that ready. Add a bit of water to it so it's heavier. That's a must, guys, when you're fishing crumb. You know, especially on a wind. Do not ever try and spom it out on its own. Wet it down and it at the bottom that way. Yeah. Well, let's wait developments, see what happens. Well, guys, what a lovely morning to be on the bank. Yeah, makes a change to be sat out here watching the water without being restricted to the bivvy. It's a lovely morning, really is. It's meant to be about 13 degrees today. I think it's going down to about 5 or 6 tonight, but 15 degrees tomorrow. So, yeah. But I've been sat here for the last sort of half hour. It's only just gone 7 in the morning. And I must have seen 15, 18 shows probably. Only 2 in my water that I probably mentioned earlier. But yeah, I've seen a fair amount of fish elsewhere as well, spread out. But definitely feels like spring now. The gnats have been round my head this morning as well. Wherever you look, birds are fighting over territory. I've seen the grebes mating this morning, so yeah, it's here. Spring is upon us. But yeah, like I say, I'm not too worried about. Not seeing much in my water, because when that's happened over the last few trips here, I've managed to bag a nice one. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. But like I say, I've seen the fish. The 2 fish I did see in my water were literally on the inside of my each side of my rods, one each side. Probably around about 10, 11 wraps, I reckon. Probably somewhere about there. But yeah, I'm not going to touch the rods till gone 10 o'clock. I'll really fancy it up until 10 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, which is about an hour away. Done me a couple of real nice fish. So yeah, fingers crossed it will happen again. It just feels good to be sat outside. Not many times this winter where I've been able to sit outside without fear of getting soaked. But yeah, it looks like today, maybe tomorrow, we'll be able to do a lot of it, because I don't want to put the mockers on it, but it's not meant to be too much of the old wet stuff. So feels good. I like it when it's flat in the mornings, just so you can see what's going on. There's another one to show up the lake. I'll show you them in a bit. See if I can get a few on film showing. But yeah, there's another one. Long way out. But yeah, I'm not sure if any of the other guys are caught in the night. There's 4 of us on. I'd like to have got back in swim 3, but that just wasn't possible. So this was the next best bet, really. I mean, if I wanted just to fish for bites now, I'd be in swim 2, because I've seen a lot of fish there. And I'm pretty sure there's some on the surface out there as well, sort of within the surface layers, because I've seen a few blemishes, which I'm sure are vortexes, similar to a few weeks ago. But yeah, there's not been nowhere near the amount on the surface this morning as there was that day. But yeah, that built up to me having a 37 common that morning, so fingers crossed for that. Feels good for it. Feels good for it. Sun's coming up. Like I say, it might be a bit noisy in this swim a bit later. I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about any noise. I remember being over the Essex Manor. There was a 100-year-old tree, and it had rotted away at the roots, and it was sort of sitting on 3 prongs. Um, so we had to basically we had to get it down. We had to cut it down, and I'm not kidding. One of the guys was fishing a swim called the Garden, where this tree was right behind the garden, and he was helping, and he said, "Oh, I'll leave my rods out." And I'm not kidding. As soon as that big tree hit the ground, his rod was away with a fish called Moon Scout at nearly 46 pounds. So yeah, you never know. But whenever I've been out in boats and that on lakes and that and working and bits and pieces, they're interested in what you're doing when there's any sort of noise. So yeah, I'm not that worried. Another one. I'll definitely spread out all over the place. A lot of smaller fish up there though. I haven't seen any good ones. But a really nice morning. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to Pullens, guys, as well, to be fair. And another one. Cool, they're everywhere. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to Pullens, to be fair. I mean, that was my if you haven't seen it, it's the vlog's live on my channel now. That was my first ever session there. And yeah, it was ahead of we got a week session there at the end of April, early May, which is big carp time. I'm really looking forward to that one. Yeah, because we were usually up on West End that sort of time of year. Although I missed it last year, I only got a couple of days in at the end of the. No, I actually missed that one. I got a couple of days in at the end of August on another one. But yeah, we're on Pullens this year, and I'm definitely going to make that one. But yeah, got another couple of tickets as well this year. Same ones I had last year. Can't name it. It's no publicity. As is another one I've got. It's another no publicity venue, so there won't be no vlogs sadly on that. I'm allowed to post pictures, but just not name the venue. So, but yeah, um, one of them's got some proper big lovely carp in it, and the other one's a small lake. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know it's only 3 or 4 acres. I think maybe 4 acres. For fish with a common up, the biggest fish in there's only one 40-pounder in there, but it's a 42-pound common, lovely fish. But there's 5 or 6 different strains in there, some real old ones, and they're well worth catching. Some jet black commons. Really looking forward to that. And it's a deep little pool as well, up to sort of 20 foot. Yeah, tricky little number as well by the sounds of it. So I'm really looking forward to that one. It's not one I'm gonna do a lot on, probably once a month, hopefully. Yeah, I've got a lot going on this year. We've got 2 week trips up Elfix, one on North, one on Pullens. I've got a social/tutorial on here at Redlands in August. So yeah, I've got quite a busy year already. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what else I can fit in, but looking forward to this year's fishing anyway. Now my neck's healed and whatever, yeah. But obviously I've got to put the work in as well. Try and claw back some of the money I lost with all them weeks off work. Right, enough waffling on. Sit back, watch the water, and hopefully catch a carp. Well guys, what a difference a couple of hours makes. Yeah, madness. There's the old current bun. But yeah, we're about 9 o'clock, just after 9. Yeah, the sun's out. It's not meant to be, but it is. Yeah, seen lots of fish sort of up the other end. Not seen anything, you know, to shout about or worth moving for, to be fair. Quite happy leaving the rods at the moment. Not sure much is going to happen, not on the bottom anyway, while the sun's out like this. But as usual, didn't learn my lesson from last time. Still haven't brought my zig gear with me. So, yeah, one of them, sadly. Still haven't tied any rigs yet. I keep saying I'm going. I haven't tied any rigs yet. But deciding whether to change things later. Put one rod somewhere else on another spot. Because the sun was meant to be out tomorrow. So I'm wondering whether to put some bait coasted on that island though, to my left. And then still keep 2 rods on the spot out there. Oh, yeah. Just when you think you haven't seen anything, you know, on the surface and whatever, one was on the top. Then was spooked by a goose landing. And learnt my lesson with that zig gear. I might have to come up with something out of my tackle box. That's for sure. I did wonder if they were going to start, because that sun. I mean, although I've got my hat on still, the sun is really, really warm. So might have to go to a zig for this afternoon, at least on one rod. Try and conjure up something that's not too blatant out of my normal tackle box, but yeah, we'll see. That was definitely a good fish. I spooked by that goose. Only out the back of my bottom rods, just out the back of them. So yeah, gonna have to do something, I think. Like I say, that is book ready for getting roasting now. I don't even know why I got my hat on still, to be fair. But yeah, it is roasting. Yes. Come up with another plan. Like I say, I'm quite happy with him. I'm quite happy not seeing much in my water, to be fair, because I think you've got a chance. All right, the action's nowhere near as fast and furious, but you've got a chance of a good fish. And that's what it's about now. It's about the main goal now, for me, to be fair. It's about the big one. Well, and the other big ones, there's quite a few commons now that are coming into the £40 mark, and you know, anything over £30 is a really good fish. So yeah, that's what we're after. I just feel like I'm going to have to make changes to bring a bite today, especially with that sun out. And just seeing that one, it was like a sign, you know, do something. Right, I'm going to have to do something. Well, there you go, guys. We are making the change. I've seen enough now to make me want to muster something up. And there it is. Black and yellow, little zig with a zigger liner. Right, let's get it out there for a few hours. Well, guys, time is running away with us today. What with a little bit of work going on beside me for a few hours today as well. Yeah, it's been one of them days. It continued. Today continued very much like yesterday started, to be fair. Everything I touched went wrong. Um, yeah, spomming could have been better. Not only that, I cracked off the spom, cracked off the spom, got it back, then got a wind knot, sorting that out for about 45 minutes. Big wind knot in the braid. Um, but they're out there. They're back out there. I've got two on fluorocarbon uh, D rigs, the maxing up wafter, and one on a slip D rig with an ASM wafter, capped off with a little bit of pop up just to make it critically balanced. But yeah, it's typical coming into early spring. To be fair, they've done this time last year. Today I've seen them. Well, they've been round the back of the island to my left in the shallow water. I've heard a few crash round there, only small ones, I think. Seen a lot down the other end this morning. But I think the guy round the corner in the bay. Yeah, he's doing really well. I think I've seen him have two or three today, at least. So yeah, by all accounts, he had a few yesterday as well. So yeah, he's clearly doing all right. But I haven't seen the other guys catching anything yet. The other two guys, one opposite me fishing out in open water, and the one to my right fishing out in open water. I've not seen them have anything as yet. But yeah, all we can hope for is something good comes of the session. To be fair, because it's it's one of them. You when everything goes wrong, you have to smile and think, well, maybe something good's going to come at the end. But we will never know. We will know about this time tomorrow. So, but I'm happy with them now. I'm happy with them. I finally got some bait over the rods that I was happy with, and yeah, I'm happy with them now. But yeah, last couple of hours, it's yeah, I haven't seen a fish, to be fair. Um, no, very quiet. Let's hope that's a good thing. Let's hope they're going to get their heads down tonight. But yeah, hell of a lot showing again this morning. Um, Maybe that'll be the case again tomorrow morning, but it's not always a good thing when they're showing because they're not down there feeding. So, but yeah, there's definitely a few on the top earlier as well. I switched to zig. Only had one cast with a zig, to be fair. Um, yeah, you know, knocking it up out of gear that I'd have, yeah, I had £12 zig link in the tackle box, but I didn't have the right hook. I believe it or not, I like to use a mixer hook for me short shank, big wide gate for the zigs, and yeah, I didn't have any of them, and I really didn't like the hook pattern I had on, to be fair. So yeah, it had one cast and that come in, but they're all back out on the bottom. I've changed it slightly tonight. I've gone a little bit further to where I usually fish on two rods, um, purely because it's slightly deeper, and I fished that, and it's even ground as well, um, and a bit of a silt gully out there. It's a 16 and a half to 17 and a half. It's a bit of a gully out there. Yeah, a bit of silt, much softer drop, and yeah, I've caught plenty of fish from there before. But like I say, I only see them two this morning in my water in short. I haven't seen a fish there since, but I've kept the right hand rod at 14 wraps, um, heading towards the right hand side of the bar, not the opposite. And I've gone at 17 now, just a little bit further. Usually I fish at 16 and a half in that spot. I'm going to 17 straight in the middle of it. Yeah, straight at the back end of the caravan. So yeah, fingers crossed that will do me a fish tonight. But yeah, failing that, the rods could be out there until we go home. So like I say, I haven't seen anything that warrants putting a rod anywhere else today. I know there's been a couple around the back of the island, they've only been small fish. So yeah, stick with the open water. Hopefully there's a good one in store. Um, yeah, fingers crossed. Oh, there's a surprise. The guy to my right is going. I like swim free. Or if I'd known, I'd have been over there ready. But yeah, I've got through some bait again this session. Um, what have I done? On them, well, I put more bait out on the 17 wrap. I put 25 spoms on this 17 wrap mark. Um, and I've done another 15 spoms over the one rod at the 14 wraps. Uh, maybe I've gone a bit too, put a bit too much bait out, but there's a lot of fish moving about this morning, and if they come in here, they could mop it up. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Looks good for it now. Nice and overcast. No signs of them. Not a sign of them. But yeah, feels good though. Feels good. I think there's one in it. I'm pretty sure there's one in it. It owes me one after today and yesterday. We shall see. Time will tell. As usual, guys, if I have anything, I will see you in the night. Failing that, I'll speak to you all in the morning. Well, good morning all. I'd like to say it's a good morning, but it isn't. Um, yeah, we are staring a blank in the face. Yeah, from what I see, the other two guys fishing the main body of the lake didn't catch anything. But as I said, I think the guy that was in the bay yesterday, he'd caught quite a few. I think he'd had 6 or more. So yeah, they seem to be showing down the other end of the lake. Not so much in the bay, but yeah, you seem to be catching them anyway. I've just made a change. I thought all the fish behind this island were all the smaller ones, but generally when the water's lower, it's inside its normal banks. Um, they are generally the small fish. But I was out here just sort of scanning the water, um, looking for signs. Maybe start thinking about casting single look baits at shows and stuff like that. And I looked up in the channel, and I see one nut out, and it was a good one as well. It's definitely an upper 20, if not bigger. It was quite a distance, so it could have been a bigger fish than that. So I thought, let's sod that. I've got to try and do something. So yeah, I've just put a little bag of maxi nut crumb up there, and a chewed up maxi nut bottom bait as hook bait, just to see. It's shallower up there in that channel between the islands up there, so they might be wanting to be up there now. It's getting warmer. Like I say, they've done a lot of showing yesterday morning, but other than in that channel, I've not seen a fish this morning. So yeah, I'm not sure where they are, to be fair. Or the majority of them are. Um, but yeah, as you can see, guys, I'm under a brolly. You don't see many of them on the bank, to be fair. Um, yeah, it's most strange. I mean, I quite often when it's raining, I'll walk round, put my bivvy in a swim or whatever, um, carrying a brolly, providing it ain't too windy. Um, and yeah, it allows you to keep doing things without the worries of getting too soaked. Don't get me wrong, you go through a couple in the year, especially if you decide to try and use it, when it's windy. But yeah, it does save you. It does save you from getting drenched. And like I say, you can do what you'd normally do, like watch the water and stuff like that. So yeah, it's worth getting it in your armoury, In places like some of these pound shop type places, you can get them for sort of £3, £4. So yeah, it's worth grabbing a few to see you through the year. But yeah, like I say, we are waiting. I've kept 2, one at 17 and one at 14. I've kept them on the bait, and I'm determined to leave them on the bait. You never know. It's one of them. It feels like one of them sessions where nothing's happened, and there hasn't been generally much in my water, but there could always be a big one round the corner. So I'm determined to keep them on the bait, unless I see something out in this main body of the lake that's worth putting a solid bag on, or presenting a bait into that area. I'm definitely going to leave them. We're inside about 8 hours to go. Yeah, it could be a very, very miserable pack up the way it's going at the moment. It is absolutely tipping it down. Very little wind as well today. Very little wind. Yeah, there's around, this sort of time of the morning's done me a couple of decent ones of late. So in the last month or so. So yeah, we're hanging on in there on the hope to get that bite. Fingers crossed it comes. But yeah, I was probably due a blank, to be fair. Last one was around. I think it was the last. Yeah, I've done 24 hours at the end of December. That was the last time I blanked. So definitely due one. No doubt about that. It's looking good though. It's looking good, especially now I've decided to put a bait up in that channel. I ignored it yesterday. The fish I did see up there were probably low doubles to probably scraper 20s. But yeah, that fish I see this morning was, and when I've cast up there before, you don't get a drop, so it's only sort of 2 foot. But I got a drop that time, and you think, cool, that's at least 4 foot deep. So they can get round there, that's for sure. The big ones can get in there. So yeah, like I say, there was definitely a decent one up there. Show this morning. So yeah, meanwhile, I suppose I'll have a cup of tea. Might get another rig ready for that left hand rod. Might get the sort another slip D rig out. Might cap it with the water's quite coloured. I might cap it with a little bit of pink, in conjunction again with a PVA stick of crumb. Yeah, and if nothing happens in the next couple of hours, reposition it. Just go that little bit further. Where I put the bag was sort of centre of the channel. I probably needed to be 2/3 of the way over. But yeah, I'm happy with it at the moment. Give it a couple of hours. If not, we change it. So, right. Continue to watch the water, sup a cup of tea, and await developments. This is the channel, guys, that I was just talking about. They've been sort of that dome tree in the far right hand corner of that channel. Yeah, they've been sort of a couple of rod lengths off the bank there. Like I say, that's where that good one showed as well, but I ignored it yesterday. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But yeah, as you can see, it's very, very flat. Yeah. Coots fighting as they always do for territory this time of year. And yeah, the old rods are still yet to do anything, but there's still time, still plenty of time. All the time you've got a bait in the water, there's a chance. Come on the carp. Well, there we have it, guys. I'm just about to deploy another slip D rig. I found the fish. The fish have turned up to my right down the margin. Really, really close in. So yeah, we're going to try our luck with this. We've got a little maxi nut trimmed down wafter, bag of maxi nut crumb, and my all faithful braided slip D rig. So we're going to get this one out there rapid, because there is lots of fish turned up, and I've seen some nice ones in amongst them. So yeah, it's fair to say that this weekend fishing over a big bed of bait hasn't paid off. So hopefully a couple of traps in the right place. Fingers crossed. Well, guys, it's never over until it's over, this session. If you work at it, it can come good. And as it has this time. In the net, we had one. No monster. Definitely a 20 plus mirror. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, decided that down the right hand margin down there, they all started showing heavily. And yeah, one rod ended up being 2 rods, then ended up being 3 rods trapped around there all on bags. And yeah, that was the result. The first rod I put out signalled a nice bite, and yeah, right, let's get it sorted out. Happy days, blank's over. This session, to be fair, was going terribly wrong from start to finish. Yeah, what with spomming and cracking off and breaking a spom, and just everything I touched didn't seem to be going right. But I know from old that sometimes you can get through that without getting too stressed and whatever. Sometimes things come good, and keeping an eye on the water as usual has paid off. See a good fish to the left of me, put a rod there for an hour. Then I see a really good fish to the right, along with loads of others, and I thought, you know, let's try and just save the blank now. And yeah, we got this live wire, just over the £20 mark, £20 8 ounces. Another one of Redlands Future. Look at that cracker. Another lovely fish. They are mint, absolute minters they are. Yeah, well pleased that he come along, pay us a visit. Hopefully, if they stay there now, you know, after me catching one, hopefully we're in for another one or two. But I'm more than happy with this one to save the blank. Quickly show the other side, equally as nice. There we go. That is a cracker. Yeah, good times, guys. Right, I'm going to get him back. I've already put the rod back out because that was a must with the amount of fish showing out there. So, yeah, more than happy with him. He will do nicely. There we go, guys. And now they're like buses. Number 2. Happy days. See what? Maybe another scraper 20, that one. We'll get him out and have a look. Right, guys. No, I haven't bothered to weigh him. He's never going to make £20 up a double. But a nice one, nice clean one again. And you know, it's all about, things ain't happening, keep an eye on the water, change tactics. You know, I'm just whacking bags out now, bags of crumb and pellets. And it's brought me 2 bites. You know, when I sat there all weekend trying to catch myself a big one, fishing over bait and whatever, away from the pack fish. You know, it's always where I see a real good one in amongst all these fish showing. So it was worth changing, you know, and it saves a blanket at the end of the day. Yeah, 2 fish in what, half hour, 45 minutes. Whether it would have happened over the bait, I don't know, because the fish they're sort of pushing out now, and they're showing sort of at the 14 and 17 rat mark as well as short. So yeah, good times. Yep, another one. Happy days. I'll quickly show you the other side. Good time. She's going back, guys. There we go, guys. Another slip D rig going out. A trimmed down ASM wafter, white one, and crumb and pellets. Yeah, that was what the second one come on. That's what's going back out. Happy days. Well, guys, look at the state I've got myself in here. All them rigs out in the box. All trying to work out how to get a bite this morning. Look at it all up there. Look, absolute carnage. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, managed a couple. Still got 3 or 4 hours to go yet. So it's about 3 hours, to be honest. So yeah, fingers crossed for another one. They've stopped showing a bit down to the right since I had the last one. They're sort of like more backed up out there now. They're more sort of like 17 rats and beyond out towards the middle, most of the ones that are showing. So yeah, I put the left hand rod out there, back out towards the bait sort of area. Might have gone a little bit further than that, but there or thereabouts. Just wanging bags with little wafters, maxing up wafters, and ASM white ones. So yeah, I shall work on getting this chaos and carnage sorted out in a minute. Right, guys, here we go. Last roll of the dice, slip D again. This time ASM wafter, tipped with a little bit of pink ASM pop up. And yeah, there's a little tip for you guys. Whenever you're casting bags out, put a little bit of PVA tape around the lead clip. It'll stop the lead from falling off on the cast. Yeah, you know, when the lead goes to touch down, sometimes the bag can not take the lead off. So if you wrap it up with PVA tape, that won't happen. There we go. Let's give that a whirl. Coming at the last 2.5 hours now. So yeah, that'll be the last cast unless one of the rods goes. Fingers crossed. Well, guys, yeah, what can I say? Right result, to be honest. Right result. Yeah, that ASM wafter I was just talking about, capped off with a little bit of pink. I literally only had a chance to get back to the bivvy and put the kettle on, and it was flying. Yeah, I think we've got the biggest one of the session so far. Well, saying so far, we've only got less than 2 hours to go, but yeah, we've definitely got a nice 20 in the landing net mirror. Wiped out the other rod sadly, but yeah, so I had to redo 2 just on bags. But yeah, that'd be me. I'm just going to get the fish sorted out and start doing a slow wrap up. Yeah, good times. Let's go out and have a look. Well, guys, it's hard to think that that we were staring a blank in the face this morning, to be fair. Yeah, now we're 3 fish to the good. 220s, this one being the biggest one. 26 and a quarter, this one. And it's a proper lovely fish. Real long one. Look at him. He's a proper long one, him. But yeah, buzzing with him, he's a nice. Yeah. Unbelievable. That must have needed to suck that PVA bag in on the drop. I'd literally only just got back and switched the stove on, and it was flying. Yeah, it goes to show location. I see them there, and that's what made me change over and reposition the rod. Never ever give up, guys. If you think you're on a blank, just keep going. Keep watching the water, try different things, and yeah, in the end, fingers crossed we get there. Yeah, lovely fish. What a cracker. Turning around, he's got a bit of character the other side. He's got a few scars on him, this one. Maybe from spawning last year or something. Proper lovely fish, though. Definitely a male, without doubt, being that length. Yeah, real lovely fish. Happy days. Is there enough time for another one? An hour and 50 minutes to go, and then we're going. Good times, guys. I'm going to get her back. Well, guys, it certainly isn't over until it's over. It nearly is over. Everything's being packed away. That rod's only leaning up there because, unbelievably, we got fish number 4 in the landing net. Yeah, sun come out, middle rod, signal to bite, and yeah, we've got a fish trying to escape the landing net at the moment. And it's a ghost common. I've only ever had one before. I believe the one I had before, you know, it was a mid-20 then, but I believe that's in £30. It's a 30 pounder now, but I think this one's a 20 pounder. So yeah, nice way to end anyway. Literally probably got about half hour, 45 minutes of wrapping up, and we'll be off. So yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for another one. Bleep on that rod. That's a bit odd. But yeah. Fingers crossed that'll go and all before we go. But you never know your luck. Right, let's get her out. Have a look. Right, guys. When you think the video has ended, it hasn't ended. Let it run. Well, wasn't that long ago, about half hour ago, 45 minutes ago, I had a bream on that middle rod. But time's running out. Whacked another bag out there anyway, and yeah, he's definitely got a bit of ghosty in him, this one. But he's just touching £16. He's nowhere near as big as I thought he was. But yeah, he's definitely got a lot of ghosty in him. Very, very pale. You can see it in his scales, but yeah. Happy days, they're all welcome. Won't show the other side, it's very much the same. But yeah, lovely mint condition fish. Nice way to end. I'm going to call it a day there, guys. Because I'm literally in a rush to pack up now. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button. By all means, follow me, Adam Honeyset on Facebook, Adam Carp Honeyset on Instagram. And don't forget, if you subscribe, click the notification bell. That way you'll be notified the next time my vlog go live. And as usual, guys, I'll see you on the bank somewhere very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. All the very best. Well, guys, talk about saving the best till last. I packed up the last rod because I had a bite. And like as I say, I went to reel in the second rod just to pack it away. And yeah, the last one laying on its back. I see the old line tightening up, the back lead starting to creep towards the surface. And yeah, absolutely buzzing. I'm going to get her out and show you. Well, guys, surprised me. It wasn't a 30-pounder at all. Really surprised me, that did. Yeah, it's a proper thick set fish. 28-12. I really thought we had another 30-pounder. Look at that. That is a proper lovely carp. Yeah, I'm well pleased with that. Last two rods laying on the floor because I packed the other one up from the last bite, and yeah, what a fish that is. They are in such good condition here. He is full right up, that one as well. That is a lovely fish. The apple slices on his side are bigger on the other side. Crazy. And I turn him round. A funny coloured scale on his boy's tail there. Look at that. What a carp that is. God, these mirrors in a few years. God dear. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. Yeah, I don't recognise that one. That is a beautiful fish. Right, happy days, guys. What a way to end. I'd already ended the video once. As usual, guys, I'll see you on the bank somewhere very soon. Happy days.